Now, Zucker is not just recognizable to Wild fans for his contribution to the community. He actually has an NHL trophy to show for all of his work. The league awarded Zucker the King Clancy Trophy last season in recognition for his leadership and humanitarian work, and there are countless highlights to back it up. Early this season, we were there when he presented a jersey and stick to a young boy living with autism who feared he wouldn't have anyone to join him at his birthday party. Jason and his wife Carly also started the Give 16 fundraising campaign to raise money for the Zucker Family Suite and Broadcast Studio, giving kids and their families a place to go have fun while getting treatment at the University of Minnesota Masonic Children's Hospital. And it seemed like every time there was a charitable golf outing or other local fundraiser, Jason and his friend Vikings tight end Kyle Rudolph would be there to help out. And tonight, Rudolph tweeted, "Going to miss my buddy and partner in crime in the community, Jason Zucker. The Twin Cities are better because of you." And right now, Zucker is the top trend on Twitter in the Twin Cities. More than 150 people, take a look at that, responded to the Wild's tweet about the trade. And on our KARE 11 Facebook post, dozens of you commented saying you're sorry to see Jason and his family go.